What would you sacrifice for the one you love?
Well, if it's for somebody that you love, it's really no sacrifice at all.
Ooh. Well, today we are listening to Elton John's Sacrifice. It's my first time ever hearing this song. Have you heard it?
Yes, I'm familiar with this song to a degree. I've never seen the video, but we're about to dive in for a first-time reaction for this guy and see what he's been missing all these years.
That's right. And if you guys don't know by now, I'm Paper Chase.
And it's the one and only Diamond Don Juan, and we are back with another reaction just for you.
That's right, baby. We are back. Without further ado, let's jump right into this one.
It's a human sign when things go wrong, when the scent of her lingers and temptation strong, into the boundary of each married man, sweet deceit comes calling. Negativity lies, cold, cold heart done by you. Some things left better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. Two hearts slaving into separate worlds. But it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice. It's no sacrifice at all.
Oh, God, this song is beautiful. So this is his #1 viewed song on YouTube, and I was like, there's got to be a way that when the chorus comes on, I'll recognize it. I've never heard this at all. And, God, this is so incredible.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the song. I think partly because when you hear it, it's just so deeply relatable. I think, I don't know how you can deny the relatability if you've been through any amount of life and love and loss and all those things that it takes to hold a relationship, together. I think the song really speaks to that. It's talking about those temptations that come along. And I think ultimately it's about, the sacrifice. When he says it's no sacrifice at all, it's like you give up these certain things. Some of us do. We're like, hey.
Why would you look at me like that?
I'm just saying.
Dang, dude.
We give up these things for the people that we love. And sometimes people look at it as like, oh, I'm sacrificing so much, for these people. But if you truly love somebody, hey, it's not really a sacrifice.
That's true. All right, let's get back into it.
Get your misunderstanding after the fact. Sensitivity builds a prison in the final act. We lose direction, no stone unturned, no tears to damn you. When jealousy burns, cold, cold heart done by you. Some things look better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living into separate worlds. But it's no sacrifice, no
What a beautiful song.
It's
What
a
a
beautiful
truly,
song.
truly beautiful song, man. Like, oh, I can see why this is his biggest song.
Yeah, apparently it was his first UK hit or number one song, rather, not hit, obviously, which is kind of crazy to think about. How did he have so many incredible songs? And this is the first one in 1989, no less.
Well, we
Which
saw
is-
too, because we read a little bit about just the history of the song before we opened it, the first time it was released, it actually underperformed heavily. And it hit number one after its re-release.
That's just wild to think about. It's, I guess, okay, we've done a lot of reactions, and here's the only explanation I can think of. The reason why it didn't hit number one or why he didn't hit number one prior to this is because there's just so much good frickin' music that comes out of the UK.
That's true. I do want to wonder, okay, so like obviously the song had a pretty clear message, but what do you think like the video kind of meant? Because, it was like him fighting with this girl the whole time, but he like loved her, but they were like falling in and out. And then at the end he had a daughter and it looked like they were divorced perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I think the song in general is about, the struggles of trying to hold a relationship together, temptation, and all these things. I think at one point he said something like, no stone unturned. It's like you're struggling to find, a way to hold the relationship together, and you just can't see eye to eye.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm single. So
Mhm.
I've been single for a little while, not because there's anything wrong with me.
No,
But
perfect.
so I want to ask you, as an older,
Mhm.
as somebody that's older than me, a lot more life experience,
Mhm.
wisdom, so to say.
Okay.
What have you done? What have you sacrificed, and what do you do to keep the relationship with your husband so strong?
I knew that there was some little undercutting. I knew. I was like, he can't just be serious. Let me ask you a question. What's the longest relationship you've managed to have?
About 4, 5 years. Okay, 4 years strong,
Mm-hmm.
5 years, maybe 6 years total. But the last 2 years were very complicated.
Mm-hmm. Somebody didn't want to sacrifice the side piece, maybe?
I think it's more of the sacrificing
With temptation strong?
who you want to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you've been in a long relationship, but what would you sacrifice for love? Everything? Or are you to the point where you know who you are and there's certain things you wouldn't let go of about yourself?
I mean, I think that a relationship is about sacrifice. If you're going to maintain it for any amount of time, you have to be willing to, give up. You have to be able to pick your battles. And at the same time, you do have to have, lines. So it's like you have to have boundaries that it's like if you cross this boundary, then it's not going to work. But I think, it's just basic things. It's like those little things of like letting go of arguments and, not needing to be right. Sometimes being right is the wrong thing to do. It's like you have to like just learn to like suck up and just say, hey, whatever thing that I think I'm right about this argument, it's not going to move the relationship forward. I just need to let it go and just say, hey, honey, you're right. I shouldn't have done this. I understand how that would make you feel.
And basically on anything opinion based.
Yeah.
Even sometimes if it's like, okay, you think that there's 5,000 people that are here and I think it's 6,000. I know it's 6,000. Even that there's no point in arguing about. But when it's opinion based, I've learned like there's no point in arguing your opinion on something that has no direct effect on your life except like confrontation and argument.
I think those complicated arguments often stem from like, you just see it differently. A situation occurs and it's like, they derive a certain meaning for them. And oftentimes like you end up being hurt too. Like you're angry because they did something in the situation. You're like, but you're not even seeing things from my point of view. And like how you reacted in this situation, sucked or hurt my feelings or whatever it is. But the only way to get past it is to just, look at them and see their side of things, even if you feel completely different.
Yeah. And usually too, in that moment when you're able to sacrifice that, I don't know if that's the right word, but like ego or your desire to be right or to win this argument. Like if you're able to sacrifice that, then maybe a few hours, a few days, a few weeks later, the other person will come around and be like, hey, sorry, I was acting like ridiculous about that because I wanted to prove, you know what I mean? So
I've found it's oftentimes instantaneous. Like if you literally just say, hey, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. I was an asshole in that moment, and I can see why your feelings would be hurt. And, oftentimes it's almost immediate where they're like,
I was
thank
being
you.
a bitch too.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
Thank you for saying that because it did really hurt my feelings. And, I also understand that, I shouldn't have talked to you in that way, or I should have taken your advice, or, whatever the thing is. It's like sometimes people just need that. They need to feel like they're acknowledged and that you care about them and that you're not just trying to be right or to win.
Mm.
So,
All right. Well,
yeah. Hey,
Well,
one last question.
what's up?
Halloween costume. Do you think I can pull it off?
I think it's fire, but I don't think anybody would recognize
No, but
it.
I'm saying I think I can pull off an Elton John. That's what
I think you
getting
do
at.
kind of look like Elton John.
I've gotten people have told me this is like the one where I'm like, damn you, Elton John or Rick Moranis. Do you know who Rick Moranis is?
Mm-mm.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. You do not look anything like him.
I'm like, people have said that. I'm like, I will sacrifice you.
Hey, well, thank you guys for watching. What an incredible song. Thank you for enjoying this experience with us. And if you had a good time, drop a like, show some love, baby. And if you want to join us on this journey of discovering incredible music, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Yes. And you know what? Just because we have a wealth of wisdom in our chat, some of the smartest, most intelligent, most wonderful, beautiful people leave comments on our videos. So if you made it this far, I would like to know if you have a relationship that's 20, 30, 40 years old, who knows, a couple decades old, what have you sacrificed and what's the secret to maintaining a relationship over a long period of time? We would like to know.
We need to know.
We need to know. We need your wisdom. You tell us. Put in the comments.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you on the next one. Peace.